Lesson 6. Our problems get a little different. Yesterday we had subtraction, so as we set them up, something was different during the setup. We had to take away palms at the same time as we put them on. Okay, today we have something like this. I got 2 parentheses x plus 3, close that parenthesis, equals x plus 8. I have 2 of the group of x plus 3's equaling x plus 8. So how do I do that on my board? How do I set that up? Well, I have an x and a 3. But according to the thing, I have 2 of those. So I have to have 2 of those x plus 3's, equaling the x plus 8. Now, I can do the x plus 3 on top of each other like that, or I can put the x plus 3 side by side. So there's an x plus 3 and there's an x plus 3. I had to have 2 of them in my work. So now I can rearrange them if that makes it easier for you. I got 2 x's and I got 2 3's and I got an x and an 8. Well, I can move an x and an 8 out of the way. Now that tells me x has to equal 2. So I would do x equals 2. So now when I check it, I want to go back to my check and I want to do it this way. So 2 and 3 give me a 5. 2 and 3 give me a 5. 5 and 5 give me 10. And 2 plus 8 gets me a 10. So that works out. Now the way I checked that again, I did 2 plus 3, added that to 2 plus 3 to get the 10, and here I had the 2 plus 8. So now if I was doing it up here on my board, I would have did an x and a 3 and an x and a 3. So I would have done it like that, and then I would have said an x and an 8. Now, I can put these over here like this, and then I'm going to move these off to the side. I got the same type of stuff. Now, what's going to happen here pretty soon is I'm going to have you start drawing these things as well, so you're not going to be able to physically move your triangles like I just did. So what do we do instead? We make a little arrow saying, okay, I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to get rid of that. Or if you want, the arrows can go the opposite direction. So, get you down here, get you down here. Well, now I'm left with an x and 2 3's, or and an 8. So I get x is 2. Now let's try another problem. This time I've got 2x plus 1 equals 18. So how do I set that up? I have to have a 2x plus 1 and a 2x plus 1 has to equal 18. And I can get 18 any way I want. So there's my setup. I have my 2x plus 1 and my 2x plus 1. And again, I can put that 2x plus 1 first and that 2x plus 1 second. Along those lines equaling 18, whichever way I want to do that. So I've got 4 x's altogether, and I've got 2 1's. I'm going to make the 6. I'm going to take away the 2, and I'm going to leave a 6 there. So now I got 4 x's equal 16. Well, that tells me x is 4. So I would say x equals 4. Now when I check it, I've got an x plus x, 2x plus 1 is 4 plus 4 plus 1, and 4 plus 4 plus 1. So that gets me 9 plus 9, that gets me 18, and on the other side we had 18. That checks out. So if I was doing it on here, 2x plus a 1, 2x plus a 1 equals an 18. How did I do an 18? I did a 10 and an 8. So that's the way it is. And then I can reorder it to be along those lines. And then what did I do? I took away the 2 1's. So I canceled these off, canceled that off, and I said it was a 6 is what I did. So 4x is 16. X gives me 4. Okay, one more. How do I do it if there's a 3 out in front of that grouping symbol? So let's go to our chart. Let's see. I have to have an x plus 1 and an x plus 1 and a third x plus 1. I don't have another 1. So if I had a third one, I'd have a third x plus 1 here, right? You guys couldn't do that, but I can. So I'm going to change that 1 to a 3, because I had 3 1s, which would have gave me that. Let me do it up here. It'll work up here. I can't do it over there. X and a 1, X and a 1, X and a 1. So now I can clearly see what I had here, that I had 3x plus 3 has to be right, because I got 3 1s here, which would all make a 3. So I can move these all out of the way, get rid of them. And I've got 3x and the 3. Now I have to have another x. Add another x on there. And then that's going to equal 15. So my 3x plus 1s became this, plus an x, and then I needed a 15. So that's a 10 and a 5. So now, how do I solve that? Well, if I'm doing it by hand, 3 goes into 5, leaving me with a 2. So now I got 4 x's giving me 12. So I would say x is 3. Now when I go to check it, I got a 3 plus 1 once, a 3 plus 1 twice, a 3 plus 1 a third time, and another 3. So I've got a 4, a 4, a 4, and a 3. I'm going to add all those together. 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 4 is 12, plus 3 is 15. On the other side, we had a 15. That checks out. So what's going to happen today is you're going to see a number outside the parenthesis groups, and that tells you how many of those you have. So what we were seeing is we had x plus 3 and x plus 3. Get rid of these other little groupies. So that's what you're going to see today. You're going to have groupings, and it says you have multiples of the stuff inside the parentheses.